Hi and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. How are you all? How are you all doing? It's rather warm, isn't it? I've got this dress on. I feel like I'm a bit too warm in it. Today I'm going to be talking about the books that I'm planning on reading in the month of June. This year is just whipping by. My least favourite months are coming because it's so hot, and David and I don't do very well in hot. I've actually got my balcony door closed at the moment while I'm just sitting here sweating. So I'm going to crack on with it as quick as possible. I will start with one of the books that I'm reading for my online book club this month. Oh, actually, I'll start with I don't often include audiobooks in my TBR, but I recently, last month, read Girl Up by Laura Bates, and she's got a new book out called Misogynation. I listened to Everyday Sexism by Laura Bates on audio last year, maybe even the year before, and found it really amazing. Like, it's read by the author, which I always love, and just like sort of highlighted a lot of stuff that I already knew and things like that. So been wanting to get around to both of her other books, and read Girl Up last month, and will be listening to Misogynation this month, which I'm very much looking forward to doing. And then, anyway, as I was saying, my online book club, we are going to be reading The History of Bees by Maya Lund. This is a book which is, the tagline is, would a world without bees be a world without us? It's set in three different time zones and three different places. It's set in England in 1852, in the US in 2007, and China in 2098. And I just feel very, very excited about it. This one I actually got, I think I got this one from Page Habit. Was it Page Habit I got it from? So there should be, throughout the book, little, oh God, this is the most, little post-it notes which the author has placed in there herself, with sort of like little bits to do with the book, which is quite exciting. So I'm quite looking forward to reading that. Now my book club at work, I cannot remember, and I haven't got the paperwork with me, what the book that I'm reading for July, because we always meet on the first Tuesday of the month, what the book for July is. So I will have an extra book to read, but I can't remember what it is. For some reason I think it's a crime thriller. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of crime thrillers, it could be any of them. But I know I've got another book to read as well, so I'll also have that book to read, but I can't remember what it is. The next book I've got is a buddy read, which I haven't actually checked with this person if we're still doing the buddy read. So, Lindsay, hi. If we're still doing the buddy read of The Great Alone by Christine Hanna, as we'd sort of mentioned it, she bought it in Any Amount of Books when we were on the BookTuber meetup, I think in April. And I said, oh yeah, let's do it sometime. And I think we said June. So, Lindsay, if you're still up for it, let's do it. So I will be reading this. Now, I read The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. She is not normally an author or a sort of a genre that I would go for, and in book club at work we read The Nightingale, which was told, which was a war story told from the perspective of the women who've been left behind, and from the perspective of two sisters, which I really enjoyed. This will be quite nice because it's set in Alaska, so while I'm sweltering and being all hot and bothered, I can think about Alaska in 1974. And this tells a story of a family who are trying to survive their existence in a really hard, cold, sort of troublesome time, and it's got the main character in it is called Cora. Now I feel like I've mentioned this in a TBR before, and I didn't get round to it. I think I was going to maybe read it when it was getting a bit colder, but yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this, and it's quite big, and I just feel like it would be nice just to get involved with that. And then this is one that I've already mentioned that I wanted to read. I put it in my holiday TBR. This is A Place for Us by Fatima Farheen Mirza, and this is something I'm very excited about. It is it tells the story of a family. And it's about a wedding within that family. It's not an arranged marriage, it's a marriage for love, and the family have sort of come home for it. And I love a family saga. I've heard Jen Campbell say amazing things about this, and I just can't wait to get to it. There's quite a lot of hardbacks I've got in here this month, so I'm very much looking forward to getting to this. And yeah, I'm really excited. Really excited. The next one is one that I've received recently, and that is Ponty by Charliane Teo. This is about female friendship. Oh, this front cover is just absolute, look at it. It's just beautiful. This is hardcover too. This is it's set in 2003 in Singapore. It says, friendless and fatherless 16-year-old Suzu lives in the shadow of her mother Amisa, once a beautiful actress and now a hack medium performing seances with her sister in a rusty house. When Suzu meets the privileged acid son Cersei, they develop an intense friendship which offers Suzu an escape from her mother's alarming solitariness, and Cersei a step closer to the fascinating and knowable Amisa. And then it goes to 17 years later, and you hear more about their friendship and how they've been been getting on and things like that. And yeah, I just feel very excited. The people who have written the quotes for this, for people like Ian McEwan, I feel very excited to get to this. The next one is a translated piece of fiction, and that is Disoriental by Negar Javadi. This is published by Europa. This is translated from the French, and it is told from the perspective of a character, Kimia, who fled Iran with her mother and sisters at the age of 10 to join her father in France. And then when you join Kimia, she's sitting in I believe she's sitting in a family, like a family planning clinic. And I think she's about to have an abortion or something. And yeah, I've just heard it's absolutely beautiful and wonderfully written. I haven't read a Europa book for ages, and I haven't read any translated fiction this year, so that needs to be resolved, so I'm going to resolve that this month. The next one is one that I am highly anticipating. I am so looking forward to this, and that is Hold by Michael Doncourt. Now, you may be recognising a lot of these books at the moment are books that I've hauled recently, because I'm just like hauling these amazing books and just wanting to get to them really quickly. So I'm very excited about this. This is told from the perspective of Belinda. She is a house girl. It's told from 3 women, I think. So it's told from Belinda, Mary and Amma. And Belinda is summoned from Ghana to London and has to leave her friend Mary and becomes friends with Amma. It's about female friendship. It's told from, the author is Ghanaian. It just sounds amazing. The front cover is absolutely gorgeous. And here on the back, it's just got friendship, family, shame, forgiveness. What should we cling to, and when is it time to let go? So yeah, excited. And this next book is one that I've had a sort of thought and thought I would pick it up. Previously, at the moment, I'm only reading 2 books, which is really unheard of for me. But previously, I've had a sort of background non-fiction book on the go, normally about feminism. I've read the 100 Badass Women, 100 Nasty Women of History, and then sometimes had like a picture book on the go or something like that, and I haven't had that for the whole of the month. So I thought something exciting would be a book that was sent to me earlier this year. And that's A History of Women in 100 Objects by Maggie Andrews and Janice Lomas. What I like about this, again, like what I like about most feminist books, is that they have vaginas on the inner pages, and throughout this it's got like I said, 100 objects of women's history. So things like number 65 is the 3-legged milking stool and yoke, and it has information about that, and then other things a bit further on. It has like pieces of art, things to do with suffrage, and yeah, I just feel like this will be a good one to have on the go. And I don't mind if these sort of books span many months. Sometimes I like to just take it and read like one little bit in the bath, or just like read it if I'm sort of sat down having lunch. I think, oh, I'll read one of those. So this will probably take me a few months, but it'll be nice to start this. And then the last book that I've got is something that I've asked David to start doing. Last month, and I didn't read the book that he picked last month, but because I've got so many books on my shelves that are just unread, and I don't always get around to them, because for instance this month I'm wanting to read all of the new stuff that I've been hauling. I said to David, oh, would you mind picking a book off my shelf, just based on like, just not based on anything really, just pick something off. Last month he picked Lorelei by Laura Dockrell, which I didn't get round to reading, and this month, as he was looking at the shelves, he was saying, I want something bright, I want a bright spine because it's almost summer. So he picked this bright spine, which is The Party by Elizabeth Day. Now this is paperback, this is a proof copy, and it was out on the 13th of July last year, so it's been out for a while. And it's about a party. It's about a gathering of people, and it's about a 40th birthday party, Ben's 40th birthday party, and the great and the good of British society are gathering to celebrate in a haze of champagne, drugs and glamour. Amid the hundreds of guests, the politicians, the celebrities, the old money and newly rich, Martin once again feels the disturbing pang of not quite belonging. His wife Lucy has her reservations too. There is disquiet in the air, but Ben wouldn't do anything to damage their friendship. Would he? So yeah, so that feels quite interesting, and I feel like I got sent this unsolicited. Well, I think it came like along with a book that I'd requested, and the publisher said, oh, I think you'll really enjoy this as well. So hopefully I will really enjoy this. So those are the books that I'm planning on reading in the month of June. Have you guys got any books that you're planning on reading in the month of June? I've got a few summer books that I've sort of been holding off a little bit, and I think I'm going to read those when it comes to July. But those are the books that I'm planning on reading in June. Would be very interested in hearing what you guys are planning on reading, and I will see you all again soon for another BookTube video. Goodbye!